Peace. Think fast. How to use your common sense and intuition when you don't have like all the facts of situations there, like you don't have what I like to call the X's and O's, you don't have all the logic left brain information to the situation, but there's a certain common sense and intuition, that you could use. And reason why I'm bringing this up, because I just thought about it, and I even say just thought about it, it's always, crossed my mind, but like dealing with the flat earth situation without even getting into the science of the situation, just off of the strength of intuition and common sense on who should I, take information from dealing with the flat earth situation. Should I say, for instance, you got all the ancient civilizations? Matter of fact, with the Egyptians, where you got Newt, the sky, or like a representation of a firmament. You'll see the picture. Matter of fact, let's see if I could pull up a picture of Newt. Mm. Without, I don't want to show too much, but that's Newt right there. But you got all these ancient depictions, talking about a firmament. And what I thought about, thinking about for sure with the Egyptians, or the Kemites, a Kemet, even before even being called Egyptians. But I'm like, if the people who built the pyramids, that baffle science, the people who built the pyramids in exact accordance with the Orion's belt, the people who built the pyramids with perfect geometries in it that corresponds with the different measurements out in the macrocosm, like where you might have 365 steps to complete one full room, which is a representation of a year. Like, that's the type of mathematics that's into these pyramids. So you got the people who built the pyramids, you know what I'm saying, all these ancient structures, you know what I'm saying, and knew all the ins and the outs of the universe, like the Dogon tribe. You had the Dogon tribe that knew that the stars Sirius A and B twirled around each other like a DNA shape, or like a DNA strand, ecliptical. I think that's the right terminology for it. You got these people, and when they went to try to do the science shit, like, oh shit, they right. You know what I'm saying? Like they had the information. Somebody had to go, oh yeah, they right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so with that being said, what I believe, those ancient people that had all these, ancient, this ancient knowledge and truth to things, like people who could sail the sea because they knew how the macrocosm was mapped out to a T. You know what I'm saying? What I believe those people, what I believe their idea of how the earth was shaped, or should I believe the people who's been lying and trying to control me, who can't build structures like the Egyptians because they don't have the technology or the knowledge? You know what I'm saying? Should I believe their way of, how they say Earth is? Or should I believe, those people telling me that the Earth is a globe? Or should I listen more to the ancient people who had ancient knowledge and provable truths and science, and provable even to a fact where, like, even though, they didn't show you with X's and O's and this how we got this, or matter of fact, because they intuitively got the information, even with them not being able to show that type of information, they still, after research showed that, hey, they still right regardless if they didn't show us, say for instance, like there's no picture actually showing the Kemites moving, like building the pyramids with the sound frequencies moving through their body. You know what I'm saying? Cause that for sure, that like I don't even like to feel like I'm speculating. Like, I put like this: even if it wasn't just the pyramids, but we could harness frequencies on that level too. As a matter of fact, using the cone. I don't mean to get off subject, but yes, I do a little bit. But they use them like cone shape like where you could probably like a quartz crystal, things of this nature, put in your hands and remember visualizations. That's how we move energy through our body. So if you're strong enough, so say for instance, if you're a being who hasn't been exposed to Wi-Fi and GMO foods and the earth not plagued with all this artificialness. Somebody from those days, you could probably see how they could generate. I mean, look at us. We dealing with all this shit. And we got psychics and stuff right now in this day and age. So, if you think, you know what I'm saying, for people that matter of fact that can harness their chi energy, Reiki healers and stuff like that. If you got us who's damaged and falling on so many levels being able to do that. What you think the people was able to do before they fell, and which honestly, Egypt in its last dynasties was in a fallen state. Even though it was way greater than what we got now, as far as technology and knowledge, they were in a fallen state. But again, then with the flat earth, well I believe the ancients who built pyramids and knew the knowledge of the stars and the cosmos. Matter of fact, knew the way the inside of the body knew, because the Kundalini energy and knowing about chakras, so they knowing all the ins and the outs. As above, so below, macrocosm, microcosm, the Emerald Tablets, aka later turned to the Hermetic Principles. But all this, you know what I'm saying? These people had knowledge of. Or you could look at the people who tried to mimic those people. That's the thing. I'ma listen to the people who's trying to mimic the first people, and the reason why they trying to mimic the first people because they knew that they were knowledgeable and smart. It's like, all right, mm, and as I'm saying this, still have an open mind to both areas. You know what I'm saying? Like, I try to be as diplomatic as I can when it comes to the flat earth situation. I try not to say neither or either is final word. I like to just throw ideas out there and let us all, without us being distracted. Like, that's the thing too. I don't like dealing with the flat earth on a level that's gonna distract us from what we really need to be doing. But it's just really a, when there's a great perspective, I just like to bring it up. You know what I'm saying? A great perspective. That's my perception on how great. But anyway, it's just real on, like intuition slash common sense. Like, which one, because that's the thing. Like, say for instance, when it comes to the flat earth, you want to neglect the ancients or the smarter people or the people who was proven to be smart. Like, without a shadow of a doubt, these were the people. Matter of fact, like, it's a fact that George Washington and the Americans were being taught by the Moors to fake and mimic Egypt with the with the street plans of Washington D.C. and having all the all this. Like, that's a fact that they were trying to mimic. Now, in any other case, say for when it comes to basketball, rap, and pop culture, the person who mimics and comes after, and matter of fact, and don't do it as good as the first people, y'all clown and ridicule, and they don't even get a chance. Well, why you give it a chance when it has to do with our government lying to us, or like with all those situations with where the ancients had the you know obviously knew a little more than what they know now, but you don't treat that situation the same. You know what I'm saying? So think about the insanity of that too. We gotta start being holding ourselves accountable. If we're gonna wanna walk around calling ourselves conscious, we gotta think like grown ups in the universe. And not grown ups on an earthly perspective, like maturity on a universal perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta grow up. And the other life forms looking at our fallen state, and that's some of the things we're doing. Like, ah, ha, ha, they still. They still trying to grow and get it, but just just realize and just pay attention to what makes sense. Not saying either or, but just saying just some things make sense. Kind of like with, and I'm gonna go on that note, but like, well, you pass a note within the class, a classroom, let's say of 20 people, you pass a note around, start, no, a verbal message around, you be like, Sally just bought Sally just bought so and so a soda at the store, pass it down. And then by the time it get around the classroom of the 20 people, salad, soda, something, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like where the message just started. And that's in a classroom of 20 people. So apply that same situation to some of the quote unquote, well, you could say some of the knowledge or some like things like the Bible and some of these texts where, now don't get me wrong, the Bible has truths in it, but it is you know, after other books have been taken out of it, things of this nature. So would I take the Bible, the after effect of people passing the word down and things getting, matter of fact, not only lost in translation by mistake, but purposely lost in translation too when the Romans got in there and Nicene Council. Go look up the Nicene Council. That's like, be real with you, that right there, in essence, you get to see whether a Christian has common sense and makes sense, or whether you should just walk the other way. Like if you bring up the Nicaea Council, matter of fact, and in essence, probably tell them to Google it in your face, and because people want to run to Wikipedia for everything else. But you know what I'm saying? You look at the Nicaea Council, it's like, how could you believe in a book where it so much on a level where it's proven that somebody got in there, like this things that even the oppressor would keep it real and say, yeah, Constantine, the two Nicaea councils, not just one. You know what I'm saying? To take all these books out, and it's like, all right, but I'm still just, just the, and right, to each his own, to each his own. Whatever floats your boat, I'll find your lost remote. It's up to you. But it's just that, that aspect where it's just like you gotta start making sense out of things. But peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate. Cause I ain't feel it all the way. It came out of then. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past, y'all. Right now, man. Smile, be happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, matter of fact, before I even go to brush on, like with these not national disaster, these natural disasters and all this, like please realize that this is about to be happening in essence more often. So let's start embracing the true reality of our, situation where we are vibrational beings on a human experience. And we are, our true existence are vibrations and not actual human bodies. So we gotta stay happy and joyous in these moments. Cause for one, it never was meant for us to look at death like, oh, oh, boo hoo hoo. Like people are gonna be transitioning in this time. Like get it in your mind, especially if you one of the people who, the quote unquote 144. You gonna have relatives and all kind of people, transition and go to the other side. And that's the thing. Realize that is that is a transition for those people. Like all of the people in Houston, all the people that may lose they, again, look, I even was about to fall victim to even saying all the people who was transitioning, what I'm saying, or what they so called, dying, you know, they're not dying. It's a transition and it's prophecy and it's meant, you know what I'm saying? Like the universe, what we focus on grows, and what's prophecy is prophecy. What's in your DNA is in your DNA, and all these things are gonna, be happening. And you gotta embrace the true reality of our spirituality and know that, these things are gonna happen, that have to happen. And getting sad and mad is not gonna change it, you know. But having a true understanding of what's going on and keeping your vibration raised will help you, you know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind, when dealing with not only what's going on now, but what's gonna continue to come. Don't forget we got the eclipse coming 2024, if I'm mistaken, April 8th. So just, If you if you crying over spilled milk now, then you might as well just go ahead on and transition because you won't be able to handle where we going with this. That's why we going through like a little filtering system because it's like filtering out the people that's not gonna be able. Those people who passed away in these hurricanes and all this, they obviously wasn't meant to, to go further on this journey right now. They gonna come back as one of our great grandkids. You know what I'm saying? After they done learned their lessons on the astral planes and all this, they'll come back as one of our great grandkids. Matter of fact, when we done laid the foundation of the quote unquote new world in essence, not new world order, but when we done created that, the ancient, new world in essence, you know what I'm saying? When after we done laid that foundation, then they'll come back reincarnated. Matter of fact, like how I always think about of my father transition, I'm like, he may come back as my son, you know what I'm saying, or my kid, son or girl. Matter of fact, that shows you how reincarnation do work, you know what I'm saying? Like the soul that occupied my dad's body could actually come back as a female, as my daughter. That's the reality of the situation. And it's also embracing concepts like that, you know what I'm saying? True spirituality, true occult, esoteric, Gnostic knowledge, or Gnostic knowledge, that's redundant, but you know what I'm saying? All this, is deeper than that human stuff, you know what I'm saying? So we gotta get ready to start moving, out of that baby fire there, you know what I'm saying? Look at your Bible, the Bible and the Christianity and all of the religions, you know what I'm saying? That's like coloring in the coloring book and being in pre-K. It's time to be real, which is time to go past college right now. And that's why, if you paying attention to, since this paradigm shift, time has been moving faster. The growth, like the timing on how fast you gotta grow, has been at a little steady and increasing pace. So, you know, time to take that pacifier out your mouth. Matter of fact, like I'm guilty of babyfying y'all to a certain extent already, and it's about to come to an end. Matter of fact, I might as well say that too right now while I'm at it. The delivery of information, you know what I'm saying, is gonna kind of change up. I'm not gonna be babyfying y'all humanity as much as I used to. I'm going to embrace the true fullness of my being. So just wanted to put that out there. It's not gonna be no crazy, but it's just it's gonna be a little more straightforward, a little more quote unquote blunt. But it's really just being regular truthful. We just live in an insane society that, likes to lie to itself. You know, our society is a, embodiment of a collective ego, a collective insane ego. That's the norm for our society. So when somebody comes around speaking just flat out truth, like, oh, that was brutal. Oh, you ain't had to be that. Like, bro, that's what it's about. It's truth. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. Like, but peace, y'all. Have it now. Now the vibrate, of course. Again, not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now. Peace.